Joining us right now, first right here on CNBC, is FTC Chair Lina Khan. It's great to see you.
Great to be here.
This is a huge proposal and would have a big impact both on the amount of money that people make and really society at large. Speak to sort of what it means and how you got here, because there's a lot of questions about what could happen and also the kind of legal challenges that may come.
So non-compete clauses today govern around 1 in 5 U.S. workers. These clauses may have started in the boardroom, but today what we see is that they've proliferated across sectors and across income levels. So we're talking about nurses, we're talking about fast food workers, janitors, but also physicians and engineers. And we've now seen that in the aggregate, these clauses can really restrict competition, both in labor markets, but also in product markets. And so our economists calculated that collectively American workers are earning around $300 billion less because of these non-competes, and that on the whole, innovation and entrepreneurship are suffering.
Now, there are some states that have tried to block these before, but this would be at the federal level, so that's why this is such a big deal. It is just a proposal at the moment. There'll be 60 days now for folks to comment, and then you can decide what to do. The Chamber of Commerce already came out and said they are against this and effectively plan to take legal action.
So again, we think that this is going to be a huge boon to the economy. I think, the American experiment is built on open markets and free competition, and that's what this would promote. So
I don't want to say there's two kinds of workers in America, but is this aimed at, as the president said, the nurses, the hairdressers, folks who are just taking jobs? They're not getting paid extra for these non-competes, if you will. I mean, we could probably debate whether you're getting paid extra or not. Or are these focused on, we have a lot of folks who are bankers on Wall Street who follow us. Or, by the way, I'm in the TV business. We have contracts. I can't go off to ABC and CBS tomorrow. Does it impact everybody?
At this stage, it impacts everybody, with the exception of the sale of a business. So if you're buying or selling a business, you can have a non-compete in that context. But in employment contracts, it's across the board. And there are a couple of reasons for that. I think you're right that in the low-wage context, where there aren't any particularly sensitive investments or information that companies are trying to protect, these are most difficult to justify. Right. They can be coercive, they can be exploitative, and that's where you also see wages depressed. Interestingly, we see wages depressed not just for people who are directly subject to non-competes, but even for workers that are not. Because if one worker is locked into a job, that means there's one less job available for somebody else to come into. And so there are economy-wide effects. When you're talking about executives and engineers and tech workers, for example, or those in finance, what we've seen is that these types of restrictions are basically depriving the market of new ideas and of innovation because people are locked in. They can't go start even a competing business.